we're going to try this go wide strategy, white black vehicles. I think it's pretty good. I think I'm going to get mad a lot that like this card or this card isn't Pride of Conquerors. I feel like I'm not going to like these Gideons, but a good player that I respect built the deck, and I figured I would give it a try before we just like coiled it out. I'm not sure how good the go wide part of this is. But the deck looked interesting. I don't think it's how I would build it, but that doesn't mean I'm right. Apologize, my sinuses are absolutely destroying me today, which is always fun. We might draw land, so we're just going to go ahead and do this. I'm not really worried if we miss the spell on turn 2. Boom. Things are going well. Things are going less well. Things are going well again. I think I'm just going to go with this. Want to just apply millions of pressures. Interesting, I actually wasn't expecting that card there. Not fun. Opponent, not fun. Got offer them all to him. I think this card's just gonna like single-handedly beat us. I feel like it's gonna be that good. Oh wow, the fact that he's not just killing a 1/1 means he very likely has Settle or Fumigate or something. Killing a 1/1 just feels better. Maybe he's just got a second history and doesn't care. I feel like I'm about to get settled and then I'm going to concede. But the knight's so good for us that I don't see another way to really play around it. Yeah, he's just got another history and we're going to die. Shoot. Is it better just to turn this into a 5 power and go? These histories are a problem. Can't really block here. Can't block next turn either. We'll need to draw another one of those probably. It's actually kind of good for us. Harvester has to be great, right? How do we just beat Lyra? Why is it not letting me tap my bros? There we go. Not actually sure how we just beat Lyra here. You just not have it. That's one way, I guess. I don't think he attacks here. Feels loose? What does that mean he has? Oh, I'm clicking the wrong one. Does that mean he just has like maybe a fumigate and like we're really dead? This seems like a pretty medium attack otherwise. Okay, they conceded. They didn't even give me a chance to play around anything. That's interesting. Alright. So definitely don't want you. I definitely don't want you. You're like medium, medium. You're a little better than medium. Feel like maybe you guys are a must because of Lyra. Kind of feel like maybe I want you things as well. Think on the draw, I'm just going to try to go a little bit bigger. Kind of just want to bring in all of these on the draw. Maybe that's going just way, way too far though. I'm pretty afraid of Lyra, so I think I at least want to keep most of these Fopter arrests. My own Lyra is just probably a dumb idea. Fragmentizes can get a lot of things we've saw. These can get a lot of things we've saw. Let's get some of this stuff. Basically, you're just shaving on cards. Oh, that sounds terrible. That sounds not good, but I'm going to keep it because of the scry. If there wasn't a scry rule, like if that wasn't a rule now, I probably just would never keep this hand. Again, I'm just going to play this on one because there's a chance that we draw land anyway, and if we draw land anyway, it's the one that provides the most damage. Didn't draw land. Go ahead and stop him from getting any value off that thing. He mulliganed, so that might be one of the things that he has to get him back into the game. Never mind. Never mind. He's got this card that is just super tough for decks like this to beat, especially when it's on the play. Got me. I say woo-ha. Guess I'll play this. It's not the end of the world if he settles or cast outs or anything. Opponent didn't even have to try very hard to beat us. He just played a 2-3-4 and this game was over. Well, effectively over. It's not closed yet. So let's start trying to put up the defense. Interesting. Let's start off with this one then. I would rather keep my Everspear Harvester around. Apparently I'm lagging like really bad. This is the one I don't care that if he has like a fumigate or something to finish it off, though I don't know why he didn't attack with these if he did. Sure. Hmm. Maybe he just wanted to fumigate into Lyra. It's just one of the reasons I'm holding this Gideon. Alright, well, I don't care if I get flipped this. That's probably not bad for me. So I don't think I'm going to play around Settle here, because I think flipping this is good enough. So I'll try to gain to 3. I don't think I want to play this Gideon here. Like, I'm terrified of him just playing a Lyra, so I don't want him to be able to counterspell and Lyra on the same, like, turn cycle. I'd rather just be able to slam this after he plays a Lyra. That's a pretty good one. Don't care if he counterspells the Karn as much, so I probably will play the Karn. Probably going to play it pre-combat too. I have to imagine he's going to counterspell this for as long as he thought about counterspelling this. JK. No counterspellerino, I guess. I feel like it's a tough match, and I feel like we're going to get paired versus that match a lot. But we got lucky and he didn't draw Lyra either in game 1 or game 2. That was real helpful. Because Lyra's a little she-devil. This is a pretty quick keep. Hey, Quietfish, this is actually J. Dean. Jadine plays Sneaky Snakes, which I literally just don't think we're going to be able to win against. Snake and Walking Ballista is just not a play pattern that this deck's going to be able to beat. I don't know why I'm saying play pattern a lot today. They have other good removal spells as well. Hey, Nick. Which one don't you like? Alright, just attacking into that. Don't care if they trade, because trading with that might be the most this toolcraft ever gets. I guess it's real easy for just to have a very quality 4-drop or to play like Walking Ballista for 2 here. Well, that's good. That means it's probably Walking Ballista. And while Walking Ballista is not good for us, it might be the best or the worst card that's bad versus us. I don't know if I'm phrasing that properly. It might be the card we're most likely to beat that's good versus us. Obviously, like a lot of things change that. We're not likely to ever beat Walking Ballista. There's a reason the card's $30, and it's because it absolutely annihilates decks like this, while still being good versus other decks. She's already tapping 5 mana, so that means this is going to be a Gear Hulk, and I believe we're at no outs then. We have no removal spell in our main deck, so I believe this is 0 outs. I'm trying to think of something I could win with. Off the top of my head, I'm failing at that task. But we did about as good as we could do, I think. So I don't think it cares what she plays or what we draw. There's a good chance we're just playing the Dunes next turn and hoping that we can get enough counters off the Walking Ballista to be relevant. All of a sudden seems unlikely. Alright, well, that's actually good for us. Hopefully she doesn't hit double. Though she can just leave the Winding Constrictor on top and then dump it, so... Which she didn't, but she had that opportunity. Smushing. Not sure what it would take from here. So we can crew this, attack, and go to 12. Then we're just dead on board. If we crew this and block, say we block the 6, we still take 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and that's without a pump. Alright, so we're dead. Alright, well, let's bring in all the interaction that we have. I think you guys are all good. Kind of think you're pretty good too. Things that probably aren't going to be very successful are these like X ones for one. Wow, if I sideboard those out, I just don't even have a chance, do I? Still on the play. Maybe I can sideboard out this one and not this one then? Actually, don't think these will be particularly good in this match. kinda don't think these will be great. And then you're probably too slow to matter. Alright. Fast and loose. That's the ticket. One land. I guess I'm going to mulligan one land. This hand's better. She is well mulliganed. This hand's still not good, but it's better. Servo for daddy? No. Harvester. I guess I'll play that one then. I'm just going to play this one. There's a chance that I need to use the Thopter Rest on something and can attack next turn. We feel so big-brained. Fortunately, I still just don't think it's good enough. Maybe we should have left a land on top. Yeah, I'm going to just play this one too. I don't want her drawing extra cards. If she'd left a green mana untapped instead of the blue-black, I probably don't do that. Though I feel like she's probably just maybe like representing a fatal push. I'm not sure. She doesn't get to land here. That's got to be decent for us at the least. It has to be decent for us at the least. I'm just smushing. Kind of interesting. She didn't fatal push last turn, so did she draw one? Top of her deck's been pretty good this game, can't deny that. So she did draw one. And that's pretty great. Both great and unfortunate. Innerland Harbor and Woodland Cemetery. Interested in her mana base. Sorry about the yawn. Like really checking out the art on these. They're kind of cool. Mm-hmm. The flavor text on this card's sweet. Alright. So realistically speaking, she is representing a Vraska's Contempt on this turn. I think I'm still just going to pony up both the Brothermen. See what happens. I'm not going to use the Thopter Arrest. I'm going to save it for a better creature. If it just so happens that she's chump blocking here, Or like even trading a blossoming defense for this, that kind of sucks, but if she had a blossoming defense, casting Default Arrest doesn't do anything anyway. So yeah, that was expected. Decisions. I think I'm going to go ahead and Default Arrest that. Because if nothing else, it like stops all of our offense on the next turn. And maybe that's just wrong. It kind of stops our offense. Hopefully she trades that with the knight. But I doubt she will. Would have loved to have drawn a land there and not given any opportunity for that. I'm going to go ahead and slam this. Because if we draw a land next turn, it gives us more options for the next turn. But I think it's pretty easy for her at this point to close. Another walking ballista is really nice. So if I pump, she just shoots, and then like can trade the table for that, or I can just cast Lyra and say show me. I think we're just casting Lyra and saying show me. Yeah, I guess I'm willing to attack with just a knight then, and see if it get traded with the servant probably. And let's cast a She-Devil, and hope it's good enough. You gonna do the nasty She-Devil? No, you're not. Wow, nice Veritas Gearhulk there. That's a dagger. Thought we had this game. Maybe I played last turn wrong. This is unfortunate. She's really far ahead. There's no walking ballista in their deck either to like draw two to close the game. Donna's Climb will 100% in this game. I won't even have enough time to make a comeback from here. Maybe if we can like top deck Lyra exactly, that would be enough. Lyra and Fatal Push are like only two good draws here. I don't think I'm dead, so. No, not more spells. Another Adonis Climb? That doesn't change much. I guess it does change a little. Interesting. So she can put a 4th counter on that, and then block the world. So we could just sack Sheffield Dunes and attack with both 4/4s. Maybe that does something. Of course, if we just played a Benelish, we can buy back one of those. So I guess it's kind of the same thing. Maybe sideboarding one of these out was loose. That's kind of interesting. So she turned that into a 5/5. I can still attack with both of these and force a block. I think I'm fine with that because I get my dude back. It has to just be fine. I'm trading my Gear Hulk for her 4/4. I don't exactly know where this gets us, but I can start buying back these scrap heap scroungers and hope it's enough while she's still in defense mode. Oh, that was brutal. Come on. Don't draw a Winding Constrictor there. Winding Constrictor there wins the game, I think. What can I draw now? I can draw my last removal spell on my deck for the Walking Ballista. And that's it. So 1 in 42 chance to even have a chance. So she can turn that into a 4. This can't even attack. Can sack Sheffield Dunes and turn this into a 5 and this into a 4, which makes her spend all the counters on this. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. She just put 2 counters on this. Deal 3 damage to this in response, and then this can't even attack. It just doesn't get better for me. That's the problem here. This just doesn't get better for me. Hey, tacos. We really need that last fatal push. And then maybe we can find a way to scrap our way back into it afterwards. But that Walking Ballista can get up to 10 counters now, so I don't know how we can scrap our way back into it. We could just annihilate our board. And that's dead on board, right? No, it's not dead on board. It doesn't have trample, we still have a Heart of Kirin. If she removes 4 counters, we're not dead. But we have to block because we can't take 16. Sure. So there's the 10 counters. So we have like 1 draw step to hit a fatal push. She's just gonna counterspell this. Or not counterspell, but like she'll kill this in response, probably these in response too. And still have a billion counters left over. Yeah, this is game 2. I just don't think we beat a deck like this. Think we're dead on board. Just pumps this up to 7/7. And the 7/7 attacks us for 14, and then she removes 7 counters to make it 21. So, smashed by Jadine. I think we got her last time. We drew really, really well versus her, so... yeah, gotta give up the wins to the good players occasionally. I might have been too aggressive with the Thopter arrests I used that game. She seemed like she was drawing really poorly, and I was trying to stifle her and take advantage while we could, because I thought it was a very bad match. But there's a good chance that maybe I was just wrong. Team Train Spotting. Not heard that name before. Hand's good enough to keep, but not great. Excuse me. I think I burped. We didn't draw any of our 10 1-drops or our 4 aggressive 2-drops. All bad signs. Another Walking Ballista. Our deck just doesn't beat Walking Ballista decks, as I stated before. If he gets like a very medium draw, it can, but that's just not very likely, and he did not get a medium draw. He got a good draw, so... problems. Guess I'm just going to go ahead and play this and start working on that. It's the second time we've been paired versus this Bant aggro deck, and it's just kind of weird to me because it doesn't make sense on a construction standpoint to me. I don't understand why the blue's good enough to play, basically. Well, we're dead. Like I said, we just can't really do anything here at all. Yes, Solemnity would help, and if there's a bunch of these snake-type decks around, I'm going to play it, but I don't think Walking Ballista is that popular. I'm just going to play this, I think. I don't actually, like I said, I don't actually understand why they need or want blue. Wow. They just have millions of things. A second Walking Ballista, so yeah. This game's 150 million% over. We don't even have anything that we were drawing to at this point. I have no idea why I was given this. That's weird. Thank you, Moto. Would have been really annoyed if that had caused a misclick of some kind. Yeah, I don't know what we're even drawing to anymore. Dang. Hopefully going to get out of this turn, I guess, and then stack a Chef at Dunes and do a million. How much money I spend on ticks? I've never bought a tick. And I always get them. But I've just never bought a ticket, though, and I always get them. So that's kind of confusing. Maybe I got one because I redeemed some sets? I did redeem sets. I think I redeemed 12 sets last month. Yeah, I redeemed 12 sets last month. That's all I spent. Oh, let's open it though, since our opponent's making some decisions. I don't think there's anything ever in them, but whatever. We have a Renegade Rallier with like medium art. Solved. Ah, yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, definitely played a league. That explains why we got our 1 buttons, thank you. I wonder if some of my other accounts have them then. So our opponent's having a nice, 12 Ixalan this month, and I take the sets, I redeem sets, then I break them up and sell them on eBay. You can get a little bit more money that way than just selling tickets, if, you know, you have the time or whatever. And all I have in my life is time, so... No, homie. 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 Why, homie, why? Boo. A third Walking Ballista. Great. Can I concede yet? Can I concede yet? Attacking for 8 doesn't really get me anywhere. Playing Karn doesn't really get me anywhere. Hey, Gonzo. I guess casting the Effersphere Harvester doesn't feel like it gets me anywhere, but it probably gets me the furthest. Alright. Happily trade either of these for anything on your board. I don't even think he had particularly good draws. I feel like his deck can be a lot more explosive than that. The third Walking Ballista was a lot, but like he's not really done much else. He's just cast some ballistas. Alright. Prepare to be harvested, friend. They're so far behind. I have no removal spells in my main deck either, so Walking Ballistas are just insane versus me. It's kind of weird that he casts that farmlands instead of cycling it. Sure. Alright, well I can press F6 now that he's not attacking. I don't have to crew a harvester in response or anything. So I need to find something good enough to force him to just like kill his own harvesters. And based on his life total, I think that's going to be pretty hard to do. Just casting things now, basically. What are you giving us? Oh, you're giving us a Toolcraft Exemplar. Cool. Alright, well we're still fighting. There's a Benelish Marshal we can go get next turn. If there's somehow a way that will matter, I have no idea. Well, that's kind of good, I guess. I think this means that there's a good chance that he's going to have to get rid of a Walking Ballista to kill the Karn. Never mind, it's just a fourth Walking Ballista. Alright, I concede at the fourth Walking Ballista. I think we found our way that we were a pretty good shot at fighting through two of them. Or three of them, rather. The third's where I tap out. Or sorry, the fourth's where I tap out. You got me. The fourth is too much for me to try. Just don't feel like this stuff's particularly good here because Walking Ballista is just that good versus me in general. I think there's a good chance they have sweepers as well. I think we're just going to try to stick to these fly thingies. I don't know what other cards to take out though. I guess I'm just going to take out 4 more Exemplars. I tap out when it comes to 4 Walking Ballistas. Alright, we need to get paired versus the decks that aren't running 4 Walking Ballistas. Like the historic deck was probably running 2 or 3 and we managed to get by it, but we're just not going to get by decks that have 4 Walking Ballistas in them. It's just too much. Yeah, what do we got? Do we have our 1-drop? We do not. Do we keep anyway? We do. Hand's fine. Ish. These 2 scavenging grounds don't seem like they do much here. But I also don't think I can mulligan them. Like, this hand's definitely medium. If we draw a bunch more lands, it's just definitely not going to get anywhere either. Another walking ballista, but at least this one's not as good as it is much earlier in the game. Might just sack it for half of a card. That would blow my mind though. Depends on what's in his hand. Hey Buttons, thank you for the auto host, mate. And you're even in the chat. Doubling up on the buttons. Yeah, well, it looks like we're not attacking with this. Or this. And what do you know? It's another walking ballista. Please draw less walking ballista's opponent. That would be swell. Binding's good. Oh wow, I didn't expect that. I shouldn't have F6'd, I guess. Well, I gotta be honest, I put 0 value into these, so I'm just gonna flip the Legion's Landing. Let him kill one of these for 3. I'm fine with that. We somehow have to keep our Lyra for 3 turns. Yeah, well, that's not happening. Well, if they have a cast out or something, things get a lot more difficult. We've drawn a lot of lands considering we mulliganed with a landlocked deck. No more Lyras, no more cast outs that are binding effects. Just cast that bad walking ballista, please. That is what gives me hope. It's, by the way, clearly not bad. It's like very good. Would give us draws to win though. Like a Scrap Heap Scrounger, for example, would win in that scenario. Another Benelish would. Karn would. If all they have is a walking ballista, I mean. Sure. Yeah, I'll take it. So go ahead and pop this. So I can press F6. Well, that's what we needed. Oh, we can't play it. Binding. I say derp. The derp, the derp, the derp. I can force him to go ahead and use the walking ballista though by attacking for lethal. I think I'm fine with that. So at least get that out of the way. I always forget that like binding does this. Wonder if I've ever cheated anybody in real life and not realized it. Probably not, because that'd mean both of us would have had to not realize it. But as often as I've tried it online, it makes me wonder how often that I may have missed it in real life as well. Unfortunate. Rip. Opponent had to take that long to think about that play? How the hell good is their hand then? Because that's like super scary if they had to take that long to think about that. That was like a pretty easy play. And now I believe we are on effectively no outs. I did know that, yes. I guess I won't concede, but the game's over. I don't have an out. Maybe they somehow mess up and then that gives me an out, but like even this angel has lifelink now, so I don't think they can even mess up. Alright, super no outs. Angel Tribal gets us. I don't think they need to have blue in their deck. Alright, well, so far we've beat the deck that we've won every game that our opponents played less than one Walking Ballista and won every game where they played more, right? Is that accurate? It might not be accurate. This hand's very good. This hand's like very good. That's a bad sign. Means we're probably getting Walking Ballisted again. I don't think there's very many decks that play Woodland Cemetery that's not a Walking Ballista deck. There's some of the ramp decks, but like even they typically have Walking Ballistas. Like X a bunch. Was right. Assume they're gonna kill one of my dudes. Yeah, we're already 3 cards behind them and we have like effectively 4 power on the board. Some of it that probably won't be able to attack because of these. Hit double land, so I guess at least that's nice. Happy to trade half of an expedition, or sorry, half of expedition for that. Yeah, we're doing well this game so far. We've had a very aggressive draw. My computer just started making a very weird noise. So no spell at all means Vraska's Contempt pretty easily. Just can't convince me that he doesn't have a Vraska's Contempt here. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Fine with that. Absolutely fine with me wrong in this spot. Like, I'll just keep trying to go wide then. I feel like he has to tap his mana before we have to tap our mana, so I don't think like there's any reason to like open ourselves up. Pretty bad indigestion. My spaghetti I ate earlier is not setting right. So what I really don't want to see is a second Walking Ballista in addition to a Fatal Push. Like, I don't want to see that combination of cards. Alright, don't care about that at all. That just leaves him dead on board. He's already played his land this turn. Yeah, so we can beat one Walking Ballista. We attack with you all. Okay, so we'll try Alder Removal again. I wonder if I'm supposed to try to Fragmentize this too, if I'm that afraid of that card. Seems like something that's kind of reasonable, but I don't know what I'd sideboard out's the problem. I know I'm fine sideboarding out you. I'm probably fine cutting like one of you, and a couple of you, and a couple of you. But beyond that, I don't know what to sideboard. Maybe it's too hard for us to protect Karn. Maybe Toolcraft Exemplars, especially too slow on the draw. I could buy that. Maybe Toolcraft Exemplars just like very slow, bad on the draw. I'll try one of you this game. I don't think I want to bring the Marshal back in. I feel like it's really easy for them just to beat the Marshal. I think I just want to not die and try to draw Lyras. Try to get our She-Devils doing She-Devil type things. These Fragmatizers could be very bad. There's only, like, probably 6 or 7 targets in their deck, and there's a chance that they sideboard out Hadana's Climb. Like, I would sideboard out Hadana's Climb in a match like this. They could have Cartouche of Ambition, though, I guess. That's a card I would definitely sideboard in, and I would at least have some copies in my sideboard. Nyarts. Us not having more Fatal Pushes is probably not correct. I feel feel like we should be a little bit more controlling and a little bit less tokeny, unless we're going to be putting Pride of Conquerors in our deck. And then being less tokeny might be okay. Or being tokeny is probably only okay then. Seems like we're trying to be two different decks right now and like coming up with like an okay deck but not a great deck. Like kind of feels like we just need to lean one way or the other. So that card just wins. In fairness, he probably didn't need to discard this game. Well, we put you in the deck for a reason. Do your work. Should have played my land first so I can press F6. I definitely lost F6 value there. And Modo moved my stuff. Thank you. Yep, lost F6 value there. Ugh. If it's another walking ballista, we'll just scoop. That's not one. Oh, I guess we play on. It's a weird one to attack with. Um... Oh, not blocking. Just not. Am attacking. Question is, am I going to play the Benelish or am I going to play the Fopter Arrest? I think I'm just going to play the Benelish. It's the thing that might stop servants from attacking. Hmm. It's actually interesting. I didn't expect that at all. Huh. I didn't expect that one at all. So I have two different blockers now. I think it's still fine to play this. Actually, F that. Just going to play an Adanto token. Dead to a second ballista. That's a good one. Gets rid of the knight. It's a good one. Not a fan of this card. I've never thought it was very good. Alright, opponent. Oh, and they have a fatal push. And you do nothing to turn before, yet have 2 removal spells this turn. That's nonsensical. Like, you literally didn't spend your mana on anything to turn before, and then you just have 2 removals? Feels like this game should have been over if you just played your spells better. This game's still over, but that's beside the point. Oh, I messed up, but that's okay. Guess I'd rather get this one. Because I'm not attacking anyway, so it's okay. What does that do? We're still drawing to settle. Not sure why you didn't put 3 power on 2 of the servant or 2 of the things that we're attacking. That's awkward to me. Wait, what'd I mess up? Okay, apparently I messed up. Oh, they had the blossoming defense. Okay. I was going to say, I didn't see the blossoming defense go to the graveyard. Yeah, we definitely wasn't beating that. That's fine. So back on to play. What do we try? I just didn't see it go to the graveyard. I thought there was a chance that he had it. So we put these in and take out, I don't know. It's like really like slow things, I guess. I think Heart of Kirin is actually a little hard to crew. I'm just gonna take out all the Heart of Kirins. I actually think they're just hard to crew. Do I want the Karns or the Expertises back? Let's go with the Expertises, I guess. I think Heart of Kirins are easier to crew when we keep like everything in, but as you can see, we're not keeping everything in, so. This hand's great. Untapped Plains makes it greater, but still pretty darn good. I have a play on 1 and 2 regardless. It's unfortunate. But I have to hit a third land. That's... I'm gonna play this one, I think. Because it turns off walking ballista next turn. Actually, I'm just not. I'm just gonna go wide. We're just gonna hope they don't have walking ballista. That's the new plan. Don't have walking ballista, friendo. Even if you do, it's not the end of the world. You probably kill these two post-combat and still take 6 and flip this. Alright, well that's not actually even very good against us, so that's pretty sweet. It's pretty good if they also have blossoming defense, but like, a lot of things to have. Alright, well we're just gonna risk it. They have defense, they have defense. That was pretty nice. They're down to 7, so they need a really strong play now. Not sure what that strong play is either. Ballista would just kill these two and they still take 4. I guess they... A land, we could play both of our threats. That one's pretty good. That one helps. Alright, well, so this puts you at 1 unless you have a fatal push. We might be able to sneak 1 point of damage in through the course of a game. Oh, a fatal push just really sucks for me though. Like push this, block this, still be at 3. Yeah, that wouldn't be very good for me. Still just attacking though. There's just there's no way I'm not attacking here. They didn't have the fatal push on the turn that they had the servant, so that means they would have had to have drawn it. Pretty much. Yeah, walking blue, good. Vraska's contempt keeps the game going. Alright, sweet. So we beat a hard match. Always fun to beat a hard match. And moving into round 5, will we acquire the pity chest? I don't know why I always say it like that. I'm just a goofy youngin'. Well, we're not keeping this hand, so that's a bad sign. Opponent mulliganed, so I guess that's a good sign. This hand's good. Hand's very good. Opponent mulliganed again. I'm literally just casting my Savannah line. I don't even care. Opponent put on bottom, we put on bottom. Oh. I want my land back. I really want my land back. you got, buddy? Two world hero. Interesting. What's opponent playing? I'm gonna play Unity named Scrap Heap Scrounger. Opponent not have anything? Or are they just gonna like they have Chef at Dune, so I assume I'm not getting approached. Or like settled or anything next turn. You know, like Ceramics expertise into something? Alright, will we draw our Ceramics expert or will we draw land for ours? We did not. Alright, well I guess we still play this. Makes their attacks a lot, or sorry, their blocks a lot worse. Because if we didn't play this, they could have traded their 4 things for 3 of our things and we wouldn't have been in the best shape. This makes their attacks considerably, or their blocks considerably worse. They can trade like their 4 things for 2 of our things. And still take 8, and I'm pretty fine with that. It puts them to needing another good spell to even be alive. Alright, so this is like some kind of mirror match, I guess? So, some kind of mirror match. This has to be good, these have to be good, and these have to be good. I'm going to draw, I'm going to take out these. I wonder if it's worth bringing these in, just because of the power of these cards. Also going to take out Gideon. Also going to take out Karn. That's just right off the top. Cards that are reasonable, but I don't know if they're good enough. Like, all of those cards do things. I just don't know if they do enough things. Let's say I want at least these. Because having no answer for Lyra just means we can't win the game. So I think I want at least those. Actually, I think I want these two. I'm going to cut a bunch of 1-drops on the play. Maybe I should cut Hardicure in the way I've sideboarded. This thing seems like it's going to do a lot less good the way I've sideboarded. I think I want to bring these back in on the play. I'm crazy. Yeah. Definitely going to try to be aggressive on the play. This hand's very good. Basically everything I want in it. I'm going to go ahead and duress on 1, I think. There's probably very little chance this Legion landing ever deals damage even if they don't have a 1-drop. So they left Karn in. Let's go ahead and take the Karn. I'm fine with trying to block the rest. So they're gonna play that and that. So I guess I'm going to play it like this then. Try to increase my odds of smiling and profiling. Or like letting them have a chance to block. Oh, that was their new card. So we know the other two cards in their hand. Wow, they chose not to play the servo there? They just want to hold up the fatal push? Their opponent's a wildin'. Just not going to attack with either event if that's his plan. And I'm going to hold up Harvester event. See if we can get a spell out of it. Don't care if they fatal push the Harvester if I can get like the bodyguard for it. They drew Gideon? How is Gideon good in this match? Like both of these decks are just designed to go super wide, so I don't understand how that card's good here. Like all of this seems like it just does nothing. You can sack the bodyguard to push it if you want. No. I messed up. I could have tried to flip the Harvester here. But I want to make sure I deal some damage to the Gideons, why I chose to do it this way. I should have played the Scavenging Grounds there. That was a play mistake. Because if I draw a Chef at Dunes next turn, I'm going to want to sack a Desert. So that was a pretty large play mistake by me. It'll end up not mattering if I don't draw the Dunes, but still a large mistake. So now his Gideon becomes a 4/4. Which again feels like it does nothing to me because the Everspear Harvester just blocks it now and I gain life. Like I actually gain life doing this. I don't lose life. Actually, he doesn't have a creature in his graveyard, so I'm just going to block this, but that's all beside the point. We know the cards in his hand. He could sack the bodyguard, but that doesn't feel good. Actually, do I want to do that? Nah, I'm fine just doing this. Let's go ahead and press F6. If he wants to use this and his push, I'm fine with that. Alright, so what are we going to do here? We're going to send the ones that I don't want killed at this, I guess. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, so he can actually stop 4 of these. So we can't do that. So attack you with Gideon. We attack Gideon with those. What can he do? He can block, block, block. Sack, kill that. So we gotta send one more thing at the Gideon. Wait. Just gotta send all of these at the Gideon. Sure. Opponent's gonna fatal push this. Fine with that. So I don't think I'm gonna bother to block this. I guess I would block if he attacks now. Attack of everything he blocks gains 3 and we lose 1. So we still get to deal 3 damage to lose 1 thing. I'm fine with this. If I only deal 3 damage a turn, I think I'm fine with this. Maybe that's wrong. Yeah, I'm gonna do it once. I'm just gonna attack for 3 a turn, I guess. He runs out of energy sooner or later. And you never know that we're gonna draw a, you just never know that we're gonna draw a pump effect on time. Or in time, rather. So if I can guarantee to get 3 damage a turn for a couple of turns and then more damage after that, I think I should just go for it. A lot of things make that bad. Because it's not a good card. I think that's the easiest way I can answer that question, James. Like, it doesn't really do much. Oh, wow, he's going to attack now? That's great for me. I feel like that's just really good for me. Actually, it has to be terrible for me because they have the pump effect. Just not going to attack with anything. The biggest problem with not attacking with anything is what if they just attack with Harvester? I guess I probably fatal push it then. Kinda want them to use that Chef at Dunes and send a team. Ooh, okay, that feels good. That's what I wanted to see here. That's even better than I expected. I feel like I'm like significantly ahead now. This feels great. Oh, I just played very bad, didn't I? Like, I should have probably cared about this card at some point. Yeah, everything is happening as I wanted at the moment. They don't have another creature. And we didn't have a creature. And we're back to being significantly ahead on board. Yep, just back to being significantly ahead on board here, which is great. I'm going to go ahead and do this, even though it's a little bit premature, but like I don't want them drawing a servo expedition or having more turns to draw a settled wreckage. I just want to go with what we got. I assume he's going to crew here, and I plan on using Fatal Push. Hey, Atrocity, thank you for the 21 biddies, my friend. They are super appreciated. So in theory, we're going to put him at 5 here with 6 lethal attackers, but I think we've navigated this game pretty well. I think we've drawn much better than our opponent as well. I'm going to play a deck with Wormcoil Engines on stream once, just in your honor. So don't know when that's going to be. Alright, so we got the pity chest. Nice, another 4 little biddies from Al. Let's see if Al's biddies gave us a luck on our pities chest. So we won $2 and 30-ish cents. Let's see what happens to our $2.30 when we roll the dice. It turns to $1.50. Alright, so we got smashed there. Still up on the day, I guess, technically. Alright, so about the deck that we just played. Deck felt kind of decent. I don't think we got paired versus a lot of the matches that we're expecting. What we've been primarily getting, sorry, not blue-white control, which is what we had been getting paired versus a lot in the past day or two, but it is not what we got paired versus today. I just don't think this deck's going to be reasonable versus walking ballistas at all. If there's going to be a bunch of those in the format, you're going to have to stay away from decks like this. If there's going to be a lot of Goblin Chain Whirlers in the format, we're going to have to stay away from decks like this. But overall, I like it. It's a pretty fun strategy. 22 lands. Maybe we should just play mono black and have a little bit better access to removal, or if we're going to play all of this token stuff, maybe we should just be green-white and playing Pride, or white-black and playing Pride. I'm not sure. It felt like this deck had 2 decks kind of like shuffled together, and that like sometimes we would draw one half of the deck, like the Toolcrafts and the Hearts and the Scrap Heaps, and other times we would just like draw the Legion's Landings and the Servos and Expertises, and it felt like the deck had a lot of ability to get uneven draws, or like draws that didn't particularly function well together. But I don't know if that's just the deck, or that like I'm sideboarding wrong, or what it was. But long story short, yeah, it wasn't particularly my cup of tea, but like I don't think it was bad. Just don't think it was bad. Just don't think I like tea. There is nobody to host. Guess we'll just host Matt. He's still playing blue-white. He's playing the black-white deck I was talking about. And I think the black-white deck he's playing seems like it's a lot better than the black-white deck we were playing. So we'll go ahead and throw him a host, and we're going to jump off here, get some ice cream, and get ready for the VSL. But anyway, take care, everybody. And for those who care, I'll probably be streaming fairly late tomorrow because I have a doctor's appointment. But take care, everybody, and thanks for stopping by.